Hey y'all, welcome back to Coffee with Cory, episode 2. Today's episode is one that hits close to home for me. You ever find yourself chasing something deep down you know isn't the right thing? Maybe it once fit, maybe it never did, but for some reason you're still holding on. Well, I can say I've been there, and in my own faith journey, God's been teaching me the power to let go of unhealthy habits, mindsets, even roles, so that I can step into what's better and healthier for me and my family. That's what today's episode is all about, getting untangled, whether that's physically, emotionally, or spiritually. I'm joined today by someone I respect deeply, my sister-in-law, Bethany Davis. She's launched Bethany Davis Wellness, a platform focused on fitness, nutrition, mindset, and overall health. And she has a new book coming out soon that we're going to have to talk about today. And she has been walking out her own version of this letting go journey. And I'm pumped for her, y'all, to be here with us today. Oh, and she's a lover of coffee as well, so we got to talk about that. Bethany, welcome to the show. How are you?
Oh my gosh, it's so good to be here. Like I'm just like beaming and you couldn't like slap a smile off my face. I'm so happy.
Well, I'm so glad to have you here. Are you in your new house today?
Yes, I
Okay.
am in the new house. I have coffee. I was like, I'm coming here. We don't have any dogs here. So it's the perfect
A little
place to
quieter.
record this podcast with you. Yeah, but I was also like you, like coffee's a staple. So I have that with me and that's really all I need in the house.
Yeah, I didn't have coffee for the first episode, but I do for the second episode. I was like, I've got to get some coffee today.
I feel
So
like you have to. You've done coffee with Corey for
I
so many years. It's just
I
like
know,
necessary.
right? I've been on a journey of like the decaf coffee, just because regular coffee just dries my vocal cords out like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, what is like your favorite coffee right now?
Currently, I'm always an Onyx fan. As you know, we love Four
Yep.
Kings. We love Onyx. We love that they're in Arkansas. Obviously love Counterculture because that's what we had at the coffee shop for so many years. So I love them because they're organic. And obviously my priority is organic across the board, but
Right.
especially now with everything that's happening in my body. So right now I actually just found a coffee called the roaster is Hunter's Bay.
Oh, I
And
heard of that.
I actually thought of you because the coffee is called, I think it's called Praying Monk, and it's
Oh, really?
so good. Yeah, and it's organic, and it's hard to find organic coffee that's really good, to be
Yeah.
honest. And this one's really good. So I've been getting that
Do
one.
you know
You'll
where
have to check it
it's
out.
based out of?
I think Oregon, but don't quote me on
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Don't quote me
Yeah,
on
I'll
that.
definitely have to try that.
So,
That sounds cool.
so
Sounds
good.
really
Yeah.
cool.
And the title is really cool.
So yeah, right. So tell me, are y'all doing like pour overs or like what's your go-to?
Yeah, I do a pour over every single morning. I would love the convenience of a drip coffee machine, but I've made so many cups of coffee in my day that I know how much better a pour over tastes, so I don't mind the
Right.
work. So I
Yeah.
do that every morning,
It's a
sometimes
great
twice.
reward, right?
Yeah, and if we're leading on like this, you know, idea of mindfulness with our
Hmm.
food and our coffee, it's the process of it. It takes 5 minutes. So it slows me down, and I think I find it very therapeutic
Right.
too.
That's
So
good.
it's kind of nice. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
I
of course.
know that I was going to jump over here and say something else. I was so nervous in the first podcast that I did last week. And I'm still a little nervous today because it's just like
It's okay.
different and I'm like getting used to it.
Yeah.
But I forgot. So I had Chris Harrell on the first
Oh,
podcast.
yay.
And I completely like each of my themes are like a little more like fishing themed or fly fishing because I'm really into fly fishing right now.
Which I love.
But I forgot to ask Chris. Like, me and him had went fly fishing with a guy a few years ago, and I forgot to ask him about just some stuff with fly fishing. But I was going to ask you, do you remember the last time that you went fishing?
Not fly fishing. I don't think I've ever been
Yeah,
fly
just fishing in
fishing.
general. Yeah.
Um, you're you make me interested in it though. Like I want to know about fly fishing.
Yeah.
I would say when I was a kid with my grandpa, I think that, well, I probably went as a teenager with my aunt and uncle in Paragould,
Yeah.
but patience was not a virtue that I was gifted with as a teenager. So I think fishing was like something I gave up on pretty quickly. But I do have memories of doing that with family members and mostly like rivers and ponds.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, I know Esther. Miss
oh
Esther
yeah,
loves to fish.
she loves fish. Yeah, and
I
I
think
like
she went to our farm and fished just a
yeah,
couple weeks ago.
she
So,
did, and I'll eat the fish.
yeah. Oh man, it's so
But
good.
yeah, of
Well, Bethany, thanks for being here today. It really is a
course.
pleasure to have you. I say let's dive in here.
Love
And
it.
I really just wanted to start with this question. You've recently launched, or I guess it's really been a few years ago, your wellness brand.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know, like, your journey, like what brought you to want to do a wellness brand. Obviously, it does not happen overnight.
Absolutely not.
But what led you to that? You can start anywhere in your journey. So,
Yeah, I would say 2016, got married, moved out, and when I started my doctorate in physical therapy, I dove into health a lot more because I was cooking for the first time on my own. I was just buying these books and trying things, and I realized how much I loved nutrition. I was just certified to teach yoga. So I think I embodied wellness or health just naturally through my interest in cooking and then my interest in teaching yoga. So that kind of is where it launched. And then Instagram had just really begun, right? Or at least started to
oh,
pick
is
up.
that when it started? Man, it
Well,
feels
I
like it's been
know,
so long ago.
no, it was way before that because I definitely got an Instagram in like high school. So it
Yeah.
was just, but you
Oh, yeah.
put the photos on. Sorry, there's a fly in here.
You're good.
You put the photos on, and there was like really filtered photos in like
Oh,
2012, and
yeah.
I don't have to explain that. But 2016, I started teaching yoga, and I realized it was a great way for me to connect with students that were in my classes, and then I started sharing recipes, and it ended up not being something I intended to do, but I just started posting stuff and then ended up building somewhat of a small personal brand locally of just like posting the things that I loved. And over the years, I realized, especially after COVID, when I wasn't teaching in person as much, I was like, I think I could do some of this online. So I posted a couple of videos on YouTube, and it was really fun during the pandemic to see people using it, like in Texas and Seattle and things like that. So I posted those videos, realized I loved it. And so I was like, I think I could get paid for this.
Mm,
And I launched an online membership in 2022, which is still active. It's had many transformations over the years. But I quickly realized, and this is another topic in itself, but I had the coffee shop and I was like, I can't do the coffee shop and this platform.
yeah. It's a
So,
lot.
yeah, I realized that very quickly. I was like, one of these businesses is going to have to be put on the back burner, and it is mine. So, I managed the coffee shop for 19 months and kind of just didn't touch it. And now I'm back. So, took a
Yeah.
couple of months, maybe 6 months after the coffee shop closed, where I was like, I think I'm ready to pick this back up. So, we now have expanded to not just me, but three other teachers. And it's been really fun to let other people create on this
Yeah.
platform, right? And do what they love. And then they get to share it with their friends. And so it's been really nice. It's been really fun to explore it in a different way. That's not just me, even though my name is on it. So yeah, that's the brand. And then I have recipes, but those are free. And then I have a blog, which is also free. But it
Yeah.
just encompasses all parts of wellness, not just like fitness.
Yeah, that's awesome. When
Yeah.
actually, yeah, toward the end of this episode, I want you to talk more about like how you're incorporating other yoga teachers in your platform, and
Yeah.
like let's just dive even deeper into that here in just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Um,
Sorry about
so
this fly.
you're good. You're good. I had a
He's just
gnat like
visiting.
driving me crazy yesterday, and it would not leave me
I'm
alone.
like, please leave.
So, how have yoga, I know that's been a big part of your life, as well as nutrition. So, how have yoga and eating well played a role in helping you release things, whether that's habits, thoughts, expectations
Woof.
that no longer serve you?
I think that we all have thoughts, like I'm having thoughts about this fly right now.
Yeah.
I think that we all have thoughts that are bad about ourselves. I think that's just baseline. And I don't know
Yeah.
why we are made up this way. Um, it's just these societal standards, I think, that are pushed on us from a very young age. But we all have those thoughts of, I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not tall enough. You know, whatever adjective you want to put in the blank, we all have them. And having this connection with who you are and what makes you happy that is separate from what the expectations of others are is, I think, one of the only ways we can get through this life, not just checking boxes, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Absolutely.
So, movement and food are tools. They're not the answer, right? Like if you do a
Right.
Pilates class and then you eat a great smoothie or, soup or whatever, like it's great, but it doesn't mean that you love yourself. So
Right.
it's just like these ways to deepen this connection with yourself. If you were like, hey, this feels really good when I eat this, or really good when I move this way, and it felt really good when I breathed for 10 minutes, it just helps me personally, and I know others as well, to just feel like all these stresses in life, when they're thrown at me, I'm not as deterred by them.
Yeah.
So they're tools, they're not the answer. And I've
Mm.
only recently learned that in like the last 3 years. But,
Oh,
it
that's
takes time to
so,
get there.
yeah, that's so good. I feel like I've been learning that over the past few weeks. Like,
Hmm.
man, like trying to stretch. I've been trying to really stretch in the morning and at night, and I can tell it's making a
Good.
huge difference.
Yes.
Which I've been working out too, and oh my gosh, like it being a tool. That's a really great way to
Hmm.
look at it because it's not the answer. Because I can go like maybe even at lunch, I'm like, oh man, I might need to stretch again or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you do those things, the way it like helps you throughout your day,
Yeah.
and then to come back to it again, and then it helps you sleep well. I mean, it's really amazing. It is definitely a tool. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's
It
really cool.
it just makes you more grounded as a human to take on the craziness of
Yeah.
everything else. But I think a lot of people think that it's the answer, right? They think that if I have the Lululemon leggings and I go to this class and I drink this matcha, which is great, but it's not going to make you feel good long term. It's just like the satisfaction of clicking something online or whatever. You have to really use them, but they're
Yeah.
not the answer for sure.
Right.
So.
Very cool. Well, yeah, let's dive a little deeper into like that with health, mindset, and identity. How does our physical health tie into our mental or emotional health from your experience?
I think there's this certain autonomy to taking care of yourself. Um, a lot of people in your life, especially when you're younger, right? Your parents do a lot for you. My parents still, I mean, my parents. Obviously, they're your parents too, but they still do a lot for me now, and I'm very grateful. But there's certain things that other people just can't give you, right? And that's like they're not going to jump into your skin and make you move. You have to get up and you have to do it. You're the one that's going to get up at 5 a.m. You're the one that's going to step on the mat or go into the gym. So there's just this confidence, I think, that working out and taking care of yourself gives you. And that's something that I've really had to learn in my 20s is I was pretty codependent in my relationship, on my friends. Like I relied on a lot of people to do things for me. And it sounds somber, but at the end of the day, like it's just you that has to take care of you. Other people are great bonuses, right? Like this is
Yeah.
a great bonus, but I have to be good with me first. And so I think that it's obviously too when you feel less tension in your shoulders and you stand up a little taller and you feel more lean or you feel more muscular or you lose weight, all of those things help boost your confidence. So it plays into your mental well being and just how you show up. Like, imagine if you had this podcast and you just woke up 10 minutes before and you hadn't brushed your teeth and you just whatever and
Didn't
you
do my
haven't
hair.
worked. Yeah, yeah, you didn't comb that, salt and pepper hair. And the way you show up is going to be different. Like I'm wearing a full outfit, not even that you can see it, just because it's the energy behind it and working out and eating well gives you that confidence to take on, again, those tasks in life that can be sometimes overwhelming. So it's just the groundedness of it all.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
like let's go back to the tools thing. So maybe I misunderstood. Were you saying like that stretching or like maybe yoga and eating are like the tools? Is that what you were meaning?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Sitting down for a meditation or those are things to help ground you.
Yeah.
But grounding is the action. It's the end result that you feel more grounded.
Mm.
And they're almost like vehicles to get there.
Yeah.
And they take a lot of time. It's not easy to work out the first time or to meditate or to cook a healthy soup. But
Right.
then you eventually, like truly, I think people start to crave it because they're like, I didn't realize how bad I felt and I feel so good.
Right.
And so it's kind of cool to see people transform in that way.
I
So,
100% agree with that cuz yeah, it's almost like when you don't do it, then you're like,
you
"Oh,
know,
oh yeah, you feel it."
yeah, and I'll even tell Parker, like, or you just interactions I have, if I don't move or just take 10 minutes to sit in silence in the morning, I am snappier. Like, I
Yeah,
am, and I can tell,
I feel
and
that.
I'm more
Yeah.
mindful, and I can notice that now. So I make it a priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great. I think a lot of people will resonate with that.
Hmm.
Um, it is hard. It is really hard to make
It's
yourself
so
do that
hard.
at times.
It is the resistance that you have to overcome sometimes is thick. It is a thick,
Yeah.
it's heavy. And you're like, there is not a cell in me that wants to do that. But I know that I will feel better afterwards if I take 10 minutes or however long.
Right. And that's not that long, but
No.
it can feel like it's going to be a long time, you know.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I love my platform because I'll have classes for 10 minutes. You don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to really even get dressed. You can be in your own home. But
Right.
that 10 minutes shifts your day. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to start working out now and I'm going to go to the gym for 2 hours. Like it's almost unrealistic if you're a busy person. So I think people have this misconception about what wellness is. It doesn't take that long. Like if you're really just in it and you get in it, it doesn't take that long.
Yeah. Yeah, so how long are some of your videos, more recent videos?
Yeah, so I have classes up to 40 minutes.
Okay.
And I think recently I've done 20 minutes, 30 minutes maximum. I think if you're going to roll out your mat at home, you likely have kids or dogs, or you're trying to squeeze something in, or you're just trying to get a quick stretch. Like a lot of people will use my classes as like, you go to the gym 3 to 5 times a week, but you need a stretch after a run for 20 minutes at home. Like then you can use this class. So I've made them shorter just because our attention spans are shorter. We're busier than we
Yeah.
ever have been. And it's just more realistic. Like
Hmm.
I probably personally only work out 20 to 30 minutes maximum a day.
Yeah. I think,
So
yeah, if you're moving, I mean,
yeah.
that's exactly what you need, and it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a long time, like you were saying. So I think that's great. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
and because I always felt like you had to work out an hour and a half. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how am I gonna find that?
Well, and actually, I think we do our bodies a disadvantage, and this is just my physical therapy side. I think we can overdo it and we become
Yeah.
more inflamed. Like, I was always my leanest, thinnest, felt my best when I did like 20 to 30 minutes a day and no more because I wasn't pushing it so hard that my body was like, what are you doing? I'm so sore. I can never get unsore.
Yeah. And I think that even
So,
relates, like, even you saying that, relating that to no matter what we do in our job or what that looks like, because I can push myself too far singing, and that's kind of where I had gotten to vocally. And
mhm.
if you just a little at a time,
Yep.
you know, then you can come back to it.
Well, and it's what's funny is like what we're talking about is so universal. It
Right.
could be singing, it could be work, it could be a hobby that you have. It's all about balance, which is the most cliche thing for a yoga teacher to say, but you really have to just like not overdo
Yeah.
things, whatever it is in life. So,
Yeah. No, that is so good.
Yeah.
Balance is what we need.
Yeah. Balance. We're just gonna
That's
stand
right.
in tree pose.
That is right. So here's another question for you. And I was thinking about this as I was kind of reading it, and I kind of rephrased it, or I'll do the rephrase, I guess, like after I read the
Yeah.
first one here. But this might be a little convicting for me and you, or anyone listening out there or watching online. So I just encourage you to embrace this question, let it
Love
soak
it.
in, and let things bubble up to the top that need to. So, what are some things that people often cling to keep them stuck, whether that's health wise or otherwise? And maybe a better question to this is, what are some things that help people get unstuck that we have seen, that maybe you've
Ooh.
seen?
I love this question so much, but you know me, I'm like the person that's asking about your childhood
Oh, I
like
want to dive deep.
immediately.
Let's
It's
go.
like immediate. I'm like, this is making me think, which is a very intellectual question. Like I'm very happy with this. So this is amazing. Um, we are all creatures of habit. I think you and I, we both grew up in Arkansas. We see people around us, and what we're programmed to do is do what those around us are doing. Literally, from the time we're a baby, we're looking at our parents and mirroring what they're doing, right? And I think a lot of people are stuck thinking that there's only one way to do things,
Mm,
career wise, physical movement wise, music wise. You know, in music, I'm sure the industry is just like, what did this person do? What does this person do? What does this person do? And
right.
we end up playing copycat, and we end up feeling secure in what the population is doing. If everyone around you is doing it, you're going to do it. And inside, we're going to feel safe.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that we're going to be happy. You know, you quit occupational therapy school and I quit
Oh,
physical
yeah.
therapy school. We were both in it.
I remember.
I remember too. I remember being like, yes, I'm not the only one. But it's, you know, you check the boxes, right? And whenever you check a box, and this is, I hope this doesn't get on anyone's, doesn't rub anyone the wrong way, but when you check a box, like we just bought a house, it's a box to be checked, right? And we get all of this love, and it just feeds the ego, just feeds it, feeds it, feeds it when you get comments and texts and calls about your life because you're checking the boxes. And some of those boxes you want to check, right? Like as a person. A
Right.
lot of those boxes, I don't know if we always want to check. We just do them because it is what we do.
Mm,
And I think that's how we get stuck. I think that we don't listen to ourselves because we don't know ourselves well enough, that we just go through the motions because it feels good.
yeah.
And so I think that if people could know themselves better and what makes them happy, like as an individual, like you, regardless of Sarah, you, regardless of your family. And of course, you want to consider them, you know, and you want to play and have them in your life and meld that all together. But what makes Cory happy? Not like what boxes does Cory have to check? And so I think if people could get there, they might be unstuck.
Mm,
And that takes you know, they don't call it inner work because it's like fun. Like it is work. Like
yeah.
actually, my next appointment after this is therapy, and therapy's great, but it is work because you're
Right.
having to get to know yourself. So yeah, I think people just get stuck in the patterns. You and I both have taken very alternative career paths. We know what it's
Oh, yeah.
like to step outside of the box. And I don't think everyone has to step outside of that box. I don't think people necessarily, even in their true selves, want to step outside of the box. But I think a lot of people do, and they don't
Right.
because they they feel like they can't. And I completely understand that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're all stuck in like these societal norms, if that makes sense.
It does. That was
Hmm.
really good.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah. Now I'm just like
Yeah. And I'm
trying to
like,
bring it
which
back because I
direction
had
do
some
we want to
questions
take
through
that?
there. Now I'm like, oh dang, what was it? But no, thank you for sharing that because I've
Yeah.
definitely felt that. I mean, just to be honest, for anybody listening, I mean, during this season, it's been a step back for me, and
Hmm.
having to do that inner work, and struggling through that. It's not an easy thing, but you're not alone when you're doing that. So
Yeah.
we're all going through something.
I think a lot of if I think if you're embracing it, like just the fact that you started this podcast is amazing because 90% of people will not do this. And it's because you've known yourself and you're like, I want to have deeper conversations versus someone in your family, not your family, but a friend or whoever might just be like, oh, I don't know, you should probably stick to this. And you could listen to that, or you could be like, no, what do I really want to do? Even if it's not what everyone else wants me to do.
Yeah.
So I think you should be so like proud of yourself, really. Like this is
Well,
amazing.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely been a step out in a little bit of fear for me. So just embracing that, and it's like, okay, here we go.
That's another thing we should mention too is that when you get unstuck, it's not fun or
Right.
like, oh, this just feels great. You're like, no, this is extremely scary and this is testing me and I'm very anxious
Absolutely.
and I don't feel great, but I know this is right.
Yeah.
And when you can get over that hump, you do feel good. It's just yeah. Everything you're saying, it's like people should know it's not always like sunshine and rainbows.
No. It's not all
So
Instagram that's beautiful.
no, absolutely not.
It's not real life. But yeah, even going back to when we're able to take the time to go to therapy, or inner reflect, those things help us so that we can help others.
Mhm.
Really, that's the way I've seen it, and I'm like, man, that's what we're put here to do, is to help
I
each other.
mean, I we all have unique gifts that I think we try to put into those boxes. I'm
Mm,
like, what is Corey here to do? And like, let him do it, even if. And the only reason it's scary is because it's not always encouraged.
right.
If everyone around you was doing what you were doing, it would feel not scary.
Right. We can just end the
Yeah.
podcast right there. It's all good. All right, guys.
Enlightenment
We'll see you next. No, I'm
achieved.
just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was a great conversation. I
Yeah.
love that. I mean, that's what this podcast is about, is diving deeper. I've always loved just a cup of coffee and diving deep into a conversation
Yep.
with people. So this is so great. I'm loving this today. So
Me
thank you.
too. It's
Thank
like we're
you.
at story.
I know, right? uh, yeah, I miss that place. So good.
I sometimes do too, but
Yeah.
happy to be where I'm at the same time.
I know it was
For
a
those
lot.
that don't know, I had a coffee shop named Story, by the way. I'm not just
Yeah,
like
it was awesome.
spitballing. Yeah, it was a
So
good
good.
coffee shop. A lot of work, but it was good.
Yeah, yeah,
One of those teaching moments of life too.
right. Well, let's dive into this next one. So this is
Yeah.
like building a new path, um, starting something new, and we kind of talked about this.
Hmm.
Can come with doubt and fear. What's helped you push past the fear or imposter syndrome?
Hmm. Um, Prayer and meditation for sure. I feel like there's this deep sense of, I think we all have an intuition that's pretty strong. We just have to be still enough to listen to it.
Mm,
That helps a lot because when you make the wrong decisions, and I don't know if any decisions are quote wrong or right, we could go on a whole podcast on that because I do think we're in this weird path that takes you places. Um, but when you're doing something like, let's say you and I just went to physical and occupational therapy school and we were making X amount of money, it would it wouldn't feel right.
yeah,
And so I think that when you're still, you know that. When you're listening to a ton of other people, you don't always know that because you're jaded and it's all fuzzy. So stillness has really helped me overcome that because there's this trust that comes with knowing that you're going to be taken care of. I think hard experiences in life, when you think, I like to call them rock bottoms, you can call them whatever, when
oh yeah,
things are like,
I've been
I
there.
have I'm divorced and I have no money and what am I doing and what is this career? And when you hit these walls and then you're okay,
Mm,
it gives you, you're like, no matter what life throws at you, you'll be okay. It might not be easy, but it's going to be okay. And so experience helps with that. Time and stillness helps with that. And I would say like a really good support group, like let's say you were only around people that thought podcasts were dumb. Like you're
Right.
not going to feel great. So I think surrounding yourself with people that you're like, hey, I'm stepping outside of this box, and you're supported and loved and not just told that it's wrong or told how you should do things. I think that is tremendous in being able to step outside of the box in some sort of way and carve your own path because well, yeah, you're right. Like you said earlier, what are we doing if we're not on our own path? Like doing what we love. Like what are we doing?
Right. Because it's not about money.
Yeah, well, yeah, you would just be working for a paycheck,
Right.
which only gets you so far in terms of happiness.
Right.
So, yeah, I would say those three things: stillness, a good community, and I can't even remember the second one. Oh, experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like having experiences where you're like, I'm going to be good.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're helping people with workouts, nutrition, and even mindset. How do you encourage someone who feels overwhelmed by all of that?
Yeah. Well, it's very easy to be. I can't even, I get overwhelmed when I open Instagram. And
Yeah,
I'm
oh,
like,
yeah, me too.
this is too much. Parker always makes fun of me. I was diagnosed, not diagnosed, but everyone is like a highly sensitive person now. Like I can open my phone and I'm like, nope. And I'm like, shut it. I'm like, not today. I'm too sensitive for that. So, I would say start, like, if you have an area of your life that you're not happy with, start there and
Take that one
literally
step.
take,
Yeah.
I mean, not, yeah, it's like a step, but like a lean,
Oh,
like
yeah.
one day, one task at a time. That's it. And let that be your focus and sit in silence on it and
Mm,
learn about the subject. And then again, always surrounding yourself with people that encourage you instead of having people that go against what you're authentically wanting to do will be really helpful. But I would definitely say one task at a time, one area, one task, and then you check it and then you move on to the next thing. And that is the best way to be present, anyways.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great. Um, Bethany, for me, letting go has been a spiritual thing too. Like trusting that God's got something better, even when I can't see it yet. What's helped you stay grounded during change in your life?
I had a therapist, not the therapist I currently have, which I won't talk about, but I love him so much. I had a therapist who told me this, and she was so funny. She was this older woman, and I was like, what on earth am I going to have in common with this woman? And she would just put me in my place. And she goes, honey. And I was like, what? And she said, things are going to work out how you want them to. It's just not always going to be on the timeline that you want it. And I was like, huh, okay. So I think we have this idea of like, okay, I'm starting my own business, I'm starting my own podcast, or I'm releasing my new book. It's going to be like this, and this. No, it is not on our plan. We
Listen.
take action towards what we want and then we let it go. I
Right.
mean, since the podcast theme is, letting go, it's just go with what feels right in that moment. And then you'll look back on your life and be like, wow, look at that path that I took to get
Yeah.
to where I wanted. So I think just not boxing ourselves into like, I'm going to have this much money or this many followers or this much in my career in this time frame. Like, yeah, you can like think that, but just if it doesn't happen, then you have to trust that too.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah,
We gotta
me
let
too.
go. Gotta let go.
Yeah, it'll happen, just not on the timeline you want it to happen. So trust it.
Sometimes I
Yeah.
need that on a post-it note right
Oh,
here.
a crocheted
Right,
pillow
right. You're across my screen.
tattooed.
Oh man. So
Yeah.
y'all, going back to our theme today, hooked on the wrong things, letting go of what doesn't serve you. When you look back, what's one thing you're proud you released, and what did it make space for you?
I thought about this question for a bit, and I'm not always there. So let's just say that.
Yeah.
Um, I think letting go of the need to be liked all the
Mm.
time is probably the most transformative thing in terms of my own personal anxiety. Me trying to make sure everyone liked me it took me into a place that wasn't me. And I feel more me now than I have in a really long time. But not everyone's going to like that. So letting go of the views that others have on you and the judgments that they have on you. I mean, of course, don't be a mean person and don't be rude and be like, oh, I don't care what they think. But people are going to talk about you no matter what. People are going to have rumors. People are going to judge. People are going to, and I think I've learned a lot of that over the last few years, just with all the changes that have happened in my life. People make assumptions and they're not always the right ones, and only you know you. So I have to let go of what everyone else might be thinking because I can't control that. I can only control what I'm thinking and how I show
Right.
up for my friends and my family and in my relationships. So I really try to focus on what I'm giving out and let go of what other people are thinking about me because and also there's that famous quote and I'll end on this, but like no one else is really thinking about you, right? They're all just thinking about themselves.
That's right.
So
I've heard
I'm
that.
like, even when I overthink and I'm like, oh, what does this person think about me or what is it? And I'm like, they're probably actually not.
Right.
So just let that go.
We're all more worried about ourselves
Yeah. We're all
than we
just
think.
thinking about what others are thinking about us all the time.
Right. Oh man, I've been there.
So
Yeah. Yeah. My name's Corey and I'm a people pleaser. So,
Are yeah, yeah. We all are. I think that's just something you hopefully grow out of
right.
too with age and experience and time.
And it
But
takes
you
work. Yeah. It
gotta
takes,
let it go. Yeah.
right. Takes some work doing that.
It takes away your freedom.
Mm.
It takes away, like, if you are always doing things based on what others think about you, you aren't free.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So,
had, Albus, he's down here with me right now. He's like
hi,
taking a
buddy.
nap. And yeah, for those on the video podcast, I don't know if you can see him or not,
Let me
but
see.
it's blurred, but
Barely.
he's like right there. He blends in
I
with
miss him so
the
much.
black mattress there. But um, I was recording a song. Um, I was doing a Keith Whitley song this past week to put up, and I was trying to do it on the stairs, just kind of a different look than just this background here. And
Sure.
he would not stop going up and down the steps and like getting right on me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do like one or two takes of this, and it's gonna be what it is.
Yep.
And I just put it up like it was, and I was like, this is great. It's just gonna
Yep.
show authenticity. It's gonna show how it just
Yes.
really is. And that's what I love about your yoga videos. Like you've got the dogs there,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
showing, I mean, it's reality. It's just what we have, and you make the best
Mhm.
with what you've got.
I used to edit all that out. Or I used to try, and I'm like, I stumble over my words, like, and that's okay. Like,
Yeah.
I get really out of breath, and that's also okay. Or like, and I leave it in there now because I'm like, this is life. I think people appreciate that more. I think people will like Albus running up and down the stairs because then they're
Right.
like, oh, it's Corey instead of just the constantly edited version that we all appear to be, but it's
Yeah.
like not real.
Right. And that's what I can do like on this podcast platform. You can go in
Yeah.
and take out all the ums, and which I do need to get better at not saying so much. But
Yeah.
I can go in and like take out all the blank space, and it just go bah, 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 just like right back to back. And I'm like,
Do you have an app that does that automatically?
yeah, Riverside is what I'm using. And
Oh,
it will go
see,
in with AI and like do all this stuff. And I'm like, no. At first I was thinking about doing that, but I'm like, I am not a fast person.
yeah,
I like things that are slower, and that's just the way I am. I was like, I'm gonna just put it out there with all the ums, all the blank space, whatever it is. It's gonna be just the way
yeah.
it's recorded.
Let me tell you, I was listening to a podcast right before this one, and she has no ads. She edits nothing out. She keeps the pauses. One of my favorite podcasts because I
Really,
feel like I'm just like she's here
yeah,
talking. And then instead of the music and the ads, which are fine, it just, I don't know, it feels more authentic.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you
Yeah.
keep the ums.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I hope other people do too, but you're gonna get it either way.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all,
Love it.
today we're gonna wrap up just a little bit here. But I just wanted to say I wanted to talk or just mention Hebrews 12, and if you get a chance, I hope you'll go read it. For anybody out there listening or watching, there's a lot of stuff here, and but today's conversation kind of reminds me of Hebrews 12, where it says to throw off anything that entangles or hinders us and run our race with endurance. And there's so much more to that. So, yeah,
Mm.
definitely go check out that verse. It's so, so good. But sometimes that just means letting go, as we talked about,
Mhm.
of what we thought we needed so we can receive something even better. So, Bethany, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah.
I do want to take a few more minutes if you've got it.
Yeah.
Talk about your platform. Let's talk about the book. I mean, all these things. You got a lot going on. So,
Yes. So my personal Instagram handle, I don't know when this is going to come out. When is this going to come out?
this is going to come out June 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Perfect.
that's it. I think that's the date.
So my Instagram handle now is Bethany Faith Davis.
Okay.
So we are going there, but my platform is Bethany Davis Wellness. So I've been Bethany Davis Wellness forever. We are shifting to now we're actually a business, which is crazy.
Awesome. LLC.
So yeah, yeah,
Oh,
we
wait.
have been making income. Yes. Oh my God, I need you in my life all the time. Like put this on in the background. We are now cash flowing. It's kind of nuts. We have multiple creators. So Bethany Davis Wellness, it's its own business. It's on a website currently. You can actually download the link to your homepage. So it's like an app. But I have 81 classes now with
Wow. That's awesome.
3 other teachers besides myself. The lowest tier is $5 a month. And I did that on purpose, not because I'm growing or new, but because I treat people every day. I taught a Pilates class this morning that was $20 a class. And as someone who has taken an alternative path, I don't just have a ton of cash flowing all the time. So I want healthcare and wellness tools to be more accessible. So as low as $5 a month, anyone can do it. You literally don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to have any special equipment. You don't have to get dressed. Your kids or dogs can be running around like my dogs are running around in the videos.
Absolutely.
And it just transforms your day, whether it's a meditation or whether it's a stretch or whether it's a Pilates class. I have Taylor on who does strength and cardio. Alex does yoga. And then Tasia, she has these meditations passed on from her grandmother that she teaches on the platform. So it's just like this big variety. So it serves so many different people. $5 a month, BethanyDavisWellness.com. You can pay $10 if you want to just support
Yep.
us a little bit more.
Don't you have three?
Uh,
Do you have 3 tiers?
just two.
Two?
Just two
Okay.
currently.
Okay.
All the recipes on my website are free. You don't have to pay for those. Blogs are free. And then, yeah, on July 11th, I will be self-publishing, which is a whole other talk about learning.
Oh, I bet.
My first book, I actually grabbed a cover or a book so I could show you guys the cover.
Yes, absolutely.
But let me see if I can get it. This is my first cookbook. I say first because I hope to publish one another day, but I actually wrote this in 2020 and did nothing with it for several years because of the coffee shop, the yoga membership online and stuff. But I decided to go ahead and push it. And my best friend slash old business partner, she put it together and edited it all for me, like, and did the layout. And you can buy it on my website. And that also supports me, which is really fun because the title Hot Girl Smoothies, you know, it's a play on Hot Girl Summer. Everyone does hot girl walks, you know, it's just a trend. But Hot Girl Smoothies is like, it's a smoothie bowl recipe book, but hot being like, hey, do something different. Be creative. If you have this weird ping or like intuition to just write a smoothie bowl book, do it. Like step outside of the box
Yeah.
when it comes to your food, when it comes to your life. And so hot being not just like, oh, it's physically hot or like your body it's more about like a mindset of being yourself is hot, right?
Yeah,
So that's kind of the
I love
message
that.
behind it. And it was a lot of work, and we're still in it. Like I have things to do right after this that I'm going to have to work on, but it's going to be on my site, so you can order
Yeah,
it officially. Yeah.
awesome. So you can order it? Is it June, or I'm sorry,
July
July? Yeah.
July 11th,
Okay.
and you will I hope that it's going to be in Barnes and Noble and Amazon, but it might not be. It might just be on my site, and then we will go from there. But
Either
like
way, it's
yeah,
gonna be
like we
great.
said, we're just embracing it and doing it as we go. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. So
Yeah, hey, go ahead and show it again for anybody watching on YouTube. You'll be able to see it. If you want to show the back cover, definitely do that. I'm going to play like this again.
thank you. Yep, little blurb on the back, official barcode, where
It
it
looks
will
amazing.
hopefully be in retailers. And yeah, it's tons of
Oh yeah, look at that.
recipes. So they're
Oh
all smoothie
yeah, that
bowls.
smoothie bowl looks so good.
They all have, so great for the summer. They have tons of references on why it expands the gut microbiome, why it's great for your health, and talk about feeling better. I felt my best, less bloat, less constant. I mean, we won't go into it. Lots of
Yeah, yeah,
benefits of like
right.
when I had smoothies. So it's kind
Yeah,
of was like a great intro. It's a great intro to health.
yeah.
Yeah, in a fun
Awesome.
way.
Yeah, so in there you're just gonna you'll have recipes. Is there anything else that you'll have kind of along the way there?
I go a lot into at the beginning, like my health story
Okay.
and how I overcame eating disorders, how I healed from my accident. So there's lots in there. And then I have like a little blurb on each smoothie of like one is inspired by my dad and one is inspired by my grandma. So there's like little
I love
hints of
that.
my personal life, but the recipes are named really fun. I can't wait to have people open the book and be like, "What? Like the smoothie's named this?" And so it's really a fun book. And so yeah, I'm excited for people to actually like open it and see it.
Awesome. Well, we
Yeah.
can't wait to get our hands on
Thank
one.
you.
We're so excited for you. That is just so awesome.
Yeah. Feels
Um,
good.
and I know I just got to share this because I know that you did like a brownie recipe. It's probably been like a month or so ago now, and I've been wanting to do that one, and I know it's on your site.
Ooh, I
So
can't
anybody that,
remember.
yeah, it was made with like black beans and
Oh, yes. Yeah. Black bean
maybe,
brownies.
yeah. So
So
I'm gonna have
good.
to do that. So maybe I'll do that soon and have to post about it.
Yeah.
And everybody,
Please do.
come get these free recipes from Bethany. Join her classes. She's
Yeah.
got multiple yoga teachers on there,
Nuts.
many more I'm sure to come. She's got the book coming out. You don't want to miss what she's doing. Go give her a
Thanks.
follow on all the social media platforms. Bethany, thank you so much for being
You're
here
so
today.
welcome. I
This
love
has been
you.
so great. I love you too. Sarah's upstairs, so she had
Yeah.
the day off, so I'll get her to come down here in just a
Okay.
minute.
Sounds
But
good.
would you want to say yeehaw, amen, let's go
Oh,
here in just a second?
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll yeehaw.
I got to see who can say this on here.
Okay.
But guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. So wherever you are, whether you're clinging to something or you're finally ready to let go, just remember to trust the cast, embrace the journey, and let's go. Or you might hear us say,
Yeehaw.
amen and let's go. Thank you, Bethany. That was awesome. Guys, be sure to give us a follow wherever you're listening today. 5 stars if you're having a good time with us.
Oh, yeah.
More episodes to come. We'll see you in episode 3.